Yeah, I get right to the racks. Then I make that shit back. Run up on me, get shot in the back.
It's Jay-Z been a building for me at Scottish Channel, man. You're American. Yes, today we got Danny's, Dyer's, Deadliest Man, Stephen French. Documentary Mondays?
Oh, this is Stevie and French, a Documentary Mondays.
Yes, sir. If you're new, change, subscribe, you request, and then we'll react, man.
Shout out to my man Jay Rich tuning in to our live recording.
Yes, sir. Like the video, follow us on Jay TV Instagram, follow us on Positive Instagram.
Yeah, if it's your first time tuning in, we're here to keep hip hop alive. You say we play.
I agree.
Subscribe, request, tell your best friend, tell your girlfriend, and then request the content.
Let's hop right to it, man. We did the Liverpool, Ross Camp Liverpool, and they mentioned Stephen French, and they said, do this next.
In the comments, everybody said that he goes deeper into this guy.
Yeah, so let's go right to it, man.
Let's go do that.
So Stephen French is still alive. We found out.
Yeah, he's alive. He pistol whipped somebody, got arrested recently, according to the comments. You know what I mean?
Let's get it.
I'm Danny Dyer. Playing hardman and acting tough has been my bread and butter. But now I've got a new role. I'm going to be tracking down some of the most feared men in the country on both sides of the law. I'm going to find out what makes them tick, how they got their fearsome reputations, and why they're considered some of Britain's deadliest men.
He did do some good stuff.
Pause it real quick. Let us know who Danny Dyer was.
Yeah.
What's his background like? I never heard of him.
Is he like a Ross Kemp type of guy?
Yeah, let us know.
Deadliest men.
It's a long ass intro. I know,
Too long.
Bravo.
I've come to meet a man with a reputation as one of the hardest men in Liverpool.
This is one hard nigga to kill.
A man who terrorised the underworld with extreme violence.
Drug dealers? I lift up with the carbon seats and you the devil. What are you going to do about it?
A man who left drug dealers living in fear that he'd come knocking on their door.
He's a fighter over too.
A man they called the devil.
I wouldn't want to be called that.
I'm in Liverpool to meet Stephen French, a notorious gangster from Liverpool who specialised in the perfect crime, robbing drug dealers, known in the underworld as taxation.
That would get you killed. Robbing drug dealers?
He had a fearsome reputation on the street, but I was on my way to meet the man behind the myth. For the first time, he agreed to open up his world for the cameras and take me into the heart of the devil himself. Even the cabbies round here had heard of him. What do you know about this Stephen French?
I mean, he used to torture drug dealers. And a lot of the drug dealers knew him as the devil.
Unbelievable. You're going to take on drug dealers and, you're going to rob them.
Yeah.
You're going into a dark world, you know what I mean?
I just said that. That's crazy. Playing with people's money?
He's a reformed character now, isn't he?
I just hope he's a fan of cockneys. Alright.
What's that? What's some comments? Cockneys?
I don't know. It sounds
Stephen
crazy.
told me to take the ferry across the River Mersey and meet him at the pier. The only reason he had agreed to make this film with me was to promote his new anti-gun campaign, and I didn't know what to expect.
Wow.
Even though he's now reformed.
Yo, he's
in
so
his hate-
deadly that he wants to meet on a ferry or something like that.
Yeah, in an open area.
Yeah, like he can't even go.
But he's for the people now. Like he's like anti-guns, anti-crime.
Anti-guns.
He's for the youth.
Yeah.
Even though he pistol whipped somebody last week, but you know.
what to expect. Even though he's now reformed, in his heyday, he was one of the most dangerous men alive, and I was starting to feel nervous. Shit. Watch yourself.
I would too. He's nervous to approach him.
So here we go. The signs of the danger. Steve.
Man, dude.
Pleasure. Pleasure. Absolute pleasure. I should have waited till suit on, son. You're in a business.
I always wear the suit, Danny. I always wear the suit.
First things first, French offered to show me around his manor. It's a lovely little mow, that, though, isn't it?
7:30, it's a workhorse.
Those are the comments.
In the 80s, these streets used to belong to Stephen French. Now, it's one of the most deprived ghettos in the UK. And Stephen is still widely recognised by the locals.
Charles can do certain
Oh, he's hood fame. That's what you call America, hood favorite. Like he's the hood favorite.
He's a hood favorite. He got the dang, Liverpool was still worn down like that?
Yeah, let's look out. Is it still like that?
Probably not. Everything's so built up nowadays.
Yeah.
Not abandoned.
Lunatics. Some sort of mad megaphone in his motor shouting out.
I don't even know them when you know me.
But not everyone in Liverpool is so friendly to Stephen. I was about to find out that someone wanted to kill him.
I'll take you to the park where a really serious incident happened to me.
Okay.
This was in November last year. This was the incident that I considered most serious.
Okay.
It was here in Sefton Park that French nearly met his end when he found himself directly in the firing line.
Wow.
In November 2007, he was visiting a friend when he was targeted by a hit squad and chased into the park.
Damn.
I took off like Kano.
I hope he had his thing on him.
Right? And I see them close to the trees and there, but then they've come. This is how I know that they were fucking serious individuals, man. They turned the lights on into the park, and then one of them's got out, and he's obviously got a handgun. The other one, he's got a long coat on, right? And I've seen him flick his coat, so I know he's got a shotty, yeah? And there's a pond over there.
Yeah.
So I've got it, right? And then they've got, on the fucking floor now, on the floor now. I said, I'm getting on the floor for nobody. My name's Stephen French. I'll phone you, I'm around and I'm not getting on the floor. On the floor. I said, I'm not getting down. I'm not getting on the fucking floor. Come and say it to me, I'm not getting on the floor. I survived that attempt. I've survived over 6 or 7 attempts.
But what happened?
They was there to fucking whack me proper.
Yeah.
What happened?
The idea that taking a stroll in the park with Stephen would be so dangerous.
Wait, what?
not like
Yo, can you guys like fill us in?
like
What?
that,
I don't like that half story. He's probably gonna say rebound, but I think it's a book. You know how people are. They try to. You know what I mean? So
He just stopped the story, so he didn't get down what happened and let him go.
Yeah, like.
Taking a stroll in the park with Stephen would be so dangerous.
It's not like we're doing this very stealth and it's me and him on our own, you know, sort of keeping our nuts down. We're walking around with a camera. So I'm a bit on edge, to be honest with you at the moment. You know, I'm a bit like constantly like, and I don't want to let him know that because obviously, you know, it shows a bit of weakness and a bit. I don't know, I just don't want to give too much away yet, you know what I mean? But actually, you know, I've got to say,
I'm scared to
my
death.
bum is flapping a little
I would
bit.
be too.
He said my bun is flapping. Oh, shit.
Coming up, I was about to meet Stephen French, the warrior.
Fiercest man on the planet. If you cross me, you gotta feed me or you gotta kill me.
That's how
It's as simple as that.
245 pounds of prime blackmail.
Prime black.
He doesn't look black. He looks like he's like mixed. Like
I said prime black
he
man.
looks like half Middle Eastern or something.
From the city,
about 10
I'd already spent the day running around with the devil and found out that he had survived a recent attempt on his life.
But what happened?
More worrying for me, his attempted killers were still at large.
You know, my bum is flapping a little bit.
Liverpool is the 2008 city of culture, but it also has a dark underbelly, gun crime. Most of the elite crime fighting unit, the Matrix, has seized hundreds of
We've heard about the
weapons,
Matrix
from
before.
replicas to military-issue automatics. I needed to understand why Stephen was a target and how he got to be so feared and unpopular.
When I was a taxman and I was taxing people, yeah, it was a destitute time out there, right? And I was of the Malcolm X school by any means necessary. I wanted to build this reputation. I wanted to be known as a bad man.
The kind of people who couldn't go to the police.
Oh, it looks like
I just had 5 kilos of cocaine.
Still look like me.
300.
That look like you back in the day.
That look like me right there.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Yo, chill. I gotta show it.
Show the live real quick.
Yeah, show the lie. They look like me.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
£20,000 a village is a bit of money, you know, that shouldn't have in my wardrobe or under the bed. And good on them. Then people need to be fucking robbed.
Even though robbing criminals made Stephen enemies, he didn't care.
Sometimes I'd have somebody in a situation where I was liberating them from their phones, yeah, and they wouldn't even know it was me. I'd lift up my balaclava and say, it's me, the devil, what are you going to do about it? And this was how the reputation began to grow and grow, because I actually believed that nobody could touch me and that I was one of the fiercest men on the planet.
Stephen French is a survivor, and his instinct was honed growing up in Toxteth in the 70s. These were deprived streets where only the tough survived. To make things worse, Liverpool is one of the most racist cities in Europe.
Oh wow.
Skinheads in Liverpool.
Skinheads.
I've been looking at the mark and I'm not going in there to show it.
The Boundary pub was literally that. It separated the black ghetto from white Liverpool. Crossing the boundary involved hand-to-hand combat with skinhead gangs, just to go down to the city centre.
At that time, a brutal police force. Yeah. It was racist to its core. The first time I was assaulted off the cop when I was 11, whacked in the face with a torch.
This kind of police brutality was a recipe for only one thing: revenge.
Oh, okay, that don't move it.
Because I'm brown.
In 1981, it all kicked off with one of the UK's fiercest ever race riots.
They came under a fusillade of bricks and stones and whatever.
They arrested some kid over the bike.
And that's what it was over, yeah? Just that.
That was the spark, Dan.
Yeah.
Get me, wasn't over that. This
As a build-up. It was
the tensions have been building for years.
A policeman drove past and a guy shouted out the window, "You black bastard." Where's the sense in that?
This tension exploded in 9 days of sustained violence against the police, and Stephen was right in the thick of it.
I think Stephen is for so in his personality built basically around the toxic riots.
My own personal involvement in the riots was as a frontline warrior. Yeah, because I was this close to the police officers, and I was just, it was the release and the letting go of the frustration and the tension before the police.
That's crazy, man. He was a part of a lot of movements. That's why he's well respected and hated.
He's really been around since day one.
That's a fact, so.
F the police coming straight from the underground.
Down to here, they'd never experienced that kind of ferocity because everything was on fire. I can remember picking up a billet, picking up a stick, and starting to move forward, but literally banging the floor. And everybody followed suit, right? It was like the Zulus. I've never felt a feeling of power like that. Or to see these
a massive release, isn't it? You know what I
see the enemy on the run, and they got slaughtered.
One civilian was killed, and 468 policemen were left injured. 500 people were arrested, and 70 buildings burnt to the ground.
500 people. You never heard of this, right?
We broke the
riots
of not being able to come out of our community.
But I have to react to that.
And that night, over those few days, the fort was surely taken off and rammed up the, and it was, man, damn it. The feeling was fantastic. Better than sex.
In the aftermath of the riots, as the city nursed its wounds, Stephen was reborn.
I can remember raising my head to the sky and letting out a primeval roar of victory.
How old was he?
French wanted to show me where the front line of the riots were on Upper Parliament Street, but he was feeling uneasy about all the attention we were getting.
Camera draws attention. I don't want to get, using professionals, don't want to get you drawn into my shit. So you feel in and out.
Don't say that to me, I'll be scared.
Good man, okay.
After only a few minutes, French pulls the plug. He feels that he's putting himself and me in unnecessary danger.
Bro, go inside.
Later on, I found out that he had every reason to be on guard. Someone had tried to kill Stephen in broad daylight only 4 weeks ago.
Oh my God.
We got back in the motor so he could show me where he
Why is he not leaving the city? Like, leave the city, bro.
That's his hometown. That's where he live, and that's where he gonna die.
Yeah, that's what he does.
You know what I mean?
happened.
This is where I was shot at 4 weeks ago.
You shot up there?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
And there's 4 or 5 of them standing there, but they see me coming. And they've got into the mind that I'm coming back for them, Dan.
Oh, okay.
That I've seen one day. But he's seeing me and he's kind of running over that way, running away from me. But as he's running, he's popping shots. Now this is a 730. He's in the space there.
Yeah. This
is his 730 BMW. It was a massive car.
Yeah.
So this was his effort. Then not even a bullet touched the car.
There were 5 shots fired in total. One of them ended up in a house across the street.
Wow.
The family who live here refused to go on camera. It was clear to me that this is a community in the grip of fear. This shooting was in the middle of the day, but like many crimes in Liverpool, there were no witnesses.
There are people who've still got a grudge against Stephen, and because they don't like him speaking out against the gangs which are coming up who are armed with guns. They don't like his anti-gun stance.
You obviously can't fight fire with fire like that, but how do you confront them and how do you deal with that?
My hands are tied in terms of I can't retaliate in kind because look, I bump into one of them in the supermarket and I'll spank them like I'm the daddy.
He can't retaliate because he's being hypocritical for retaliating.
He's way past that stage of his life. He's trying to organize the community. He can't be on some old rah-rah and shoot him up, book him down thing, you know?
Right? I think I'm a hell of a kicker, right? But I don't want to shoot him. I don't want to kill him. They're jokers. They can't even hit a bar door.
I was feeling very uneasy. Stephen clearly had lots of enemies, but I was shocked that someone had tried to take him out so recently.
That freaked me out. I knew it was going to be a bit ropey filming in Liverpool, Cockney running about with a camera.
Dyer!
But when we was with him, I thought we were safe. But actually, there was still a lot to learn about the geezer.
The geezer.
The next day I was invited down to the gym to find out how Stephen had become such a potent force in the underworld.
The mighty Bruce Lee.
Shout out ELW.
Stephen is no ordinary street fighter. He's a former British, European and world kickboxing champion. Martial arts instilled in Stephen the Japanese warrior code of Bushido, which he would obey throughout his life.
I want to show you. I was saying that I'm going to take it because until I was sitting.
He used to fight.
The trance stand.
Yeah, got it. Got it. Yeah.
That's who I am. That's what I'm about. And I wear it on my back. That feeds me for my life. This dragon is on it. This dragon on this side is integrity. And within side, in the middle is the beast. I'm the beast within. If you cross the twin dragons of honor and integrity, the beast within is released. And once the beast is released, the only way you can put him back in his cage is to Satan, which is to feed him, or to slay him, which is to kill him. And that's the way I live my life. If you cross me, you've got to feed me, or you've got to kill me. And it's as simple as that.
Wow.
That way you live your life, you know what I mean?
No, it's a code, man.
It's a discipline and it's something that you live by.
It's a code. And if you die by that code, or you live by that code, you can say that you've remained true to something in your life.
The person responsible for teaching Stephen this code was to become the most influential figure in his life. Sensei Ronnie Colwell, legendary founding father of British karate.
He's my sensei, my mentor, my guide, and my white father.
All these people who are angry and frustrated, no opportunities, no education, no motivation, fighting against the system. And this one man could walk in the room, they'd all just stand there at attention.
He might not look hard, but if he wanted to, Sensei Colwell could probably kill you with his bare hands.
He's an 8th dan karate, Shotokan, 5th dan jiu-jitsu, 9th dan aikido. He teaches SAS, special forces, military, still to this day.
I remember saying to him, you've got something inside of you. There's something very special.
French,
Ronnie showed me how to be a man. His effect on me was profound.
This hand's crazy, it's pretty old.
From a small gym in the ghetto, Ronnie Colwell transformed Stephen and 7 others into world champions.
Damn.
Their bright red tracksuits were revered around the world. I wasn't about to cross Stephen's twin dragons of honour and integrity. Imagining the devil in his prime being unleashed was a frightening thought. I felt sorry for anyone who had crossed him in the past.
Making these films become a whole new thing for me, you know what I mean? It's not about bravado and giving it a big one and, I'm the toughest man in Liverpool. I ain't really been a sense of that. I feel I've learned something about him, but at the same time, I know absolutely nothing about him, and I still don't know, whether he's liable to do the switch at any point.
The skills French learnt in the ring, he soon put into practice on the street. He was part of a new generation of criminal, young, black and angry. In 1986, he teamed up with his best pal Andrew John to take over the doors here at the Grafton, one of the most notorious clubs in Liverpool. They directly challenged the white Liverpool mafia, who controlled the lucrative drugs trade.
At the time we did that, right, it was when me, Andrew and myself were feeding off each other and we're at the height of our physical powers. We believed we were invincible.
If French had a hard reputation, Andrew Johns was even tougher. Together, Stephen and AJ were an unstoppable team. Blood brothers, karate champions, and partners in crime.
It was a dangerous chemistry, yeah, because we could walk into a room and we could walk into a club and empty a club.
All the time.
Andrew John's brothers remember some of his battles, which are the stuff of urban legend.
9 doormen pulling out cautions and baseball bats and just went through them like paper. And the people on the till and the bar and all that whole shit themselves.
At the time, some nightclubs were whites only, but not for long.
We went to the we rented about 4 or 5 of the doormen unconscious and there were the black youths in.
Yeah, so he actually helped a lot, you know.
Yeah, man, he's a changer, he's an innovator, he's a legend.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a legend.
Wow.
That's deep.
This is part 1, baby.
We've got a no-nigger policy, yeah, right? And I used that word because that was the word we used then.
Yeah.
Went inside, poured the champagne, drank the champagne, let the black lads in and told them that they couldn't do that.
Your black pals went to a bar drinking champagne. How does that make you feel?
In control of my own life, in control of my own destiny, and that nobody could fuck with us.
Yeah.
Backing up Stephen on the door was a crew of world champion fighters.
We were a phenomenal crew. We were a scary crew and we took no shit.
Yeah.
And what you got to remember is that this was a Colour Bar club.
Yeah.
Right?
Before he could tell me more, we're suddenly interrupted by someone from inside the Grafton.
So, no one's given you any permission to this family?
How you doing, mate? Yeah, we're just from outside, you know.
We're finished and we're going.
Yeah, we're done now, mate.
Okay.
No problem.
I know you are, Steve.
Okay.
Once again, it looks like Stephen's reputation precedes him, and we moved on.
As usual.
I was thinking, I'm gonna cook this, right? But as always, I have to suppress those urges. I haven't mellowed because the fire still rages inside. The beast is still there.
I was getting a glimpse of the beast that lurked inside Stephen French's psyche. I'd heard so many rumours about him, I didn't know what to believe. We stopped off at Stephen's favourite restaurant for a spot of lunch, and I asked him what he thought about the reputation he had in Liverpool.
The people that you're talking to only know Stephen French the warrior. They don't know Stephen French the friend. They don't know him the brother. They don't know him the son, and they don't know him as the father. Right? Because they're other facets. They just know me with my war face on. And the reason why I'm such a formidable foe, death doesn't hold any fear for me.
Coming up, I get up close and personal with the devil.
Put it on, you know, done your time. It's freaked me out a little bit. It's done me. I feel a bit sick.
As Stephen reveals for the first time how a taxation works.
He's a young guy, and just, you know, give him some sharp pain.
Bro, he's scared. But that's where we're gonna end it, man. That's part 1 of Stephen French, Deadliest Man. This is one of my favorite.
By Danny
so
Dyers.
But yeah, part 2 is
This
coming
is
out
very
very soon.
interesting by far.
Yeah, let's get like 200 likes for part 2, right?
Yes, let's get it, let's get it.
If you're new, change, subscribe, request a reaction. We out of here?
Yo, thanks for tuning in. We out of here.
We out of here. Gang.
Hey, hit the block, catches that slipping, we spinning in that drop. Bullets Tyson biting, fuck, I look like I ain't got a box. Ain't sparing no nigga, he try me and I'ma pop his top.